Hi again, everyone. It's Julie at the Paper Bag Lady 1, and I just got home about an hour or so ago from a 2-day antiquing slash thrift store trip with my husband. So we went a couple different places, and I thought that I would share and show you what I came home with. So the first place we went was, of course, my favorite little thrift store in Mount Joy, the Mount Joy Gift and Thrift, where I always find some fantastic little goodies. So this is what I got at the Mount Joy Gift and Thrift. Here we have this game, which has this fun little kind of score pad, which would be great for junk journals and other things like that. And then also these really fun letter cards. I had never heard of this game before. So this is called Some Words. And so I'm excited to see how I can use that. 50 cents. Then I also got this little box full of these old cards, which are actually all Bible verses. Oops, and that's not focusing, of course. At any rate, so all those fun little cards. And they're on all different colors, too. There's pink ones, whoops, I'm out of camera. Green ones, kind of peachy ones, orangey ones, all different colors. So those are delightfully old and interesting. And also, while we were there, I found some bags of these old hooks and eyes kind of thing. I think they're hooks and eyes, yeah. And I like to use those in sewing, if I do a sewing themed album, or even just for whatever, they're fun. So I got a couple of those. And an embroidery hoop, which I like to take a piece of cloth and put that in there and then put it in a junk journal. So I got one of those. I also got these really cool, you may have seen some of these before. I have them in kind of like a tannish gray color, but they're the old paper edged bobbin thread thing. So we have a bag of blue ones. I don't know what I'll do with a whole bag of them, but they're cool, and how could I leave them there? And 2 books, just because they were like 10 cents and 35 cents. The little red caboose. I like trains, and I keep meaning to do some type of a train album. I've done several, but I don't have any currently. And here's Alice in Wonderland. I think I have some other Alice in Wonderland books. Like I really need to be collecting another child's book. But there you have it. I seem to be doing it anyway. I went to my linen corner, of course, and didn't find tons, but I did find some. And this one was like, I think all of 50 cents because it was ripping apart. Well, heck, I'm going to rip it apart anyway. So we got that. And this one. And then this is not really one that I can cut apart, but I really liked that. And I kind of thought maybe I could almost use that as a cover, like that, of a mini. I haven't measured it. Let me see. It is 6 by 6. How perfect is that? Perfect for a paper bag mini. So I got that. I got 3 things of this cotton thread stuff for crocheting, knitting, whatever, because my friend Taya, this is for you, because I asked her if she ever crocheted with the really thin thread, and she, I think she said she had. I do know that this is fairly expensive when you buy it in the store, but look, 99 cents, 50 cents, couldn't leave it there. So I got some of those for Taya. And whoops, had to check out the trims while I was there. So here we got this pretty white eyelet. And this kind of mauve-y colored lace. Whoops, let's see. That on there. And also this kind of, whoops, mercy. This kind of creamy tan color. That's really pretty. So, whoops, got those. There's quite a bit of this. When I was there, I also picked up, it's just graph paper. My mother saw this and said, oh, I have so much graph paper, I could have just given it to you, but 35 cents. Great for junk journals and that sort of thing. And then, ooh, looky here. Single entry ledger. So, it starts out, and it's got a different page. Like that, and then once you get in here, ooh, look at how yummy! Whoops. So this would be perfect for junk journals. cut that apart. And this was, whoops, my bonanza of the day there that I was so thrilled with, is this big pack of, whoops, let me see if I can get one out. This big pack of time cards. Also great for junk journals. And you know how I love to make my junk journals. So I got this whole big pack. It was like, look at this. Do you see that? 35 cents. Seriously? So I was very excited. So that's what I found at my favorite little thrift store. Then there is an antique store just a little bit down the road that I had never been in. And I thought, well, I think we ought to check this out. So we went there and I found a couple things. Here we have, I think my camera is a little close. Let me see if I can, oops, move that up a little bit. There we go. Maybe we get more in the camera. Here we have boats and ships and trains and railroads. And they were $1 a piece. So we've got some delightfully old pictures and whatnot. And again, more with the trains. I love trains. Love them. So I picked up those. And I also got this profit sharing green stamp book. And this I liked. It doesn't actually have any green stamps in it, but look at those fun images. So I had to have that because that is just cool. So we have that. Then I found this. I saw the cover floating around by itself, which is the Herbalist Almanac from 1953. And what caught my attention, whoops, was the back of this. And then that's just old pages and articles. To bring out highlights of blonde hair. Tells you how to do that. What to do when you have soap in your eyes. Just all kinds of fun things. Ooh, what's that say? Wait, hold on. Oh, I lost the page. Tempticing micro makeup. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of fun and interesting. Then I found this pack of old bridge tallies. Look at all those. So we have all these old bridge tallies. Some of them, that one's green, that one's blue, and these are great. I like to use them in junk journals also. This one has a little flap, but you could actually probably stick the whole thing in there like that if you wanted to. Woo! Looks like somebody was keeping score. Look, let's take a look. I don't even know how to play bridge, so none of that makes sense to me. But there's another one like that. And look at this one. So there were two like that, and one of this. And this one's, ooh, red and black. And this one is just black. So those are kind of fun. Again, great for junk journals. I think all those were, what did I say, $2? And then I found this little packet, I think it was $1 maybe, of, whoops, they're just empty old envelopes. Looks like from the late 1929s and then the 1930. But they're just empty envelopes. And those are fun to sort of, to use in junk journals as well. So I picked those up, and then I found this bag of lace, and this is pretty old. I think I'm going to have to wash this. I've never washed lace that I've gotten. I'm always afraid I'm going to destroy it or mess it up somehow, but I think if I probably hand wash it, will be okay. So we have this one. Whoops. Really pretty. And I think this is, oh no, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit fatter. And oh, that is the same as that. And then that one. And then this one. These are both the same with the little flowers. Kind of eyelet thing on the end. So that was a fun find. You might look for some of this lace to show up on my Etsy. I would not be at all surprised. So then we went to Adamstown. We went to Adamstown yesterday, and then today we went to Stroudsburg, which is up in the Poconos. And then stopped back in Adamstown again on the way out. So I have to say that I can't remember what came from what place, so I will just show it all to you. Oops. So here, got some more trim, and this is just a really pretty kind of creamy cotton lace. Here's another doohickey to cut apart. And here was a set of like 5 of them. Excuse me. Yeah, 5 of them. And I like these because these have the right here in the center, this ring. I think there's a plastic ring on the inside. And I have some similar to that. But I think that there were the 5 of these, and I think it was like $2 maybe. So had to have those. And then I found, look at this big old thing of lace. And let's open it up. It has a piece on the outside, but it's kind of falling apart. So let's open this up and take a look-see. And this will for certain show up on my Etsy store. And I think I had something similar to this a while ago, although I believe it was wider. But it's this white cotton with this pink satin ribbon running through. And I'm sorry, I have such bad lighting up here. I can't quite work out where to put the lamps to... No, that doesn't really help get the best thing. But anyway, so that's really pretty, and that will show up on my Etsy store for sure. And then the last place we stopped today was actually in Ephrata, I believe. And here I got a bunch of a bunch of these lace appliques. And I already have some things like this on my Etsy, but there were 6 like this one. Some of the ones that I already have are very swirly, and these are definitely much more floral to be able to cut apart. So there's some of those, and they are white. And then also in the same bag were 6 of these, which I'd never seen before, but check that out. That gold sparkly, ooh, fancy. So that's got some swirlies and some flowers going on in there. So those will be fun to cut up. I can see this in a wedding album, or I'm not even sure what else, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. So I was very excited to find those. And I found some books. Always find some books. Here's Charlie Brown, and I got this one just because it had a lot of big images. I have a lot of stuff to do, Charlie Brown, to do Peanuts album, but I really like this because it's just a lot of big images. So that was 50 cents. Look at this. This is the picture and verse book, and it has all these different verses or little poems. Like here's the lion and the beasts, and then over on this side we have a picture of the lion with all the beasts. So we've got a different picture for every verse. So those are some interesting. I can't wait to look through that more thoroughly, sort of pick and choose what I want for different things. So that was, I think, $2, probably because it doesn't have covers. I imagine if it had covers it probably would have been a little more expensive. Then I found this book called New Music Horizons, and this was like $1.50, which I thought was ridiculously good. But it's got all these songs, all this music with pictures, some Christmas ones, some nursery rhyme ones, and I love nursery rhymes, as you may know. So I am looking forward to using this in some way. So that was an exciting find. Now, don't anybody yell, but I couldn't resist. It's Snow White. I love Snow White. I have so much Snow White. I should show you the bag of Snow White books I have. I counted once. I think I probably have 20 some. I don't remember. But I actually got this one because some of these images were so large that that would be a perfect size, I thought, for an 8x8 album. And I don't believe I have this book already. So, had to have that. And then, looky at this yummy thing. Sales book. It's falling apart, of course, but the covers are great. I figured I could certainly use those covers for a junk journal or something. But then you go inside, and it looks pretty much like the ledger book that I had before. Whoops. Oh, it's so big, you can't even see. I wonder if this zooms out. Oops, that's zooming. Sorry. Whoop, I'm moving. Anyway, but this whole thing is full of empty pages. And it looks like, it starts on page 53, so it looks like somebody ripped out what had actually been used. But it's got like 200 pages, so I am very excited about that. And then, finally, last but not least, this last thing we saw yesterday while we were in Adamstown, and I was so tempted, but we left without it. And we said, we'll keep looking. We'll see what else we can find. Look, can you see me moving things to make room for it? You know it's going to be big. We said, we'll see if we can find anything else. Maybe isn't quite as expensive. Now, I normally would not spend as much money as I did on this for just myself. But because I have this Etsy store, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to go ahead and splurge and then maybe share on my Etsy store. So some of you will remember that a couple weeks ago I found that big tablecloth of a crocheted nature. Here's a bedspread. And it's even bigger. Oh my word, can you see this? Look at those. See that beautiful flower that would cut out? That flower is about, let's measure. It's about 2.5 inches by, yeah, it's about 2.5, 2 3/4 inches. We counted, well, we didn't count them. It's a big square or rectangular shaped bedspread. So we counted this way and we counted this way. And you want to take a guess on how many flowers there are? I should make you guess. Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm going to make you guess. You guess. Leave a message with your guess. And what's today? The 7th? Okay. The last time you can leave a message with your guess is on the 14th. So on July 15th, I will look at all of them and I will see who is closest to the number of how many flowers there are on this. And I will send you some, along with probably some other goodies, because I can't just send one thing. So, there we go. Ooh, it's like a giveaway. I never did that. So, just to sort of give you an idea how long this is. Okay, wait. So, here's one end. See? And let's keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There's the end. And this thing, whoops. Okay. So can you see? It goes from there to there, and that is folded over. That's 4 layers. That's 4 deep right here. So it's 4 layers deep, and it's very, very long. So leave your best guess as to how many you think there are. You can only leave one guess, and if you leave more than one guess, I'm going with the first one you posted. So leave a guess as to how many individual flowers there are, and by the flower I mean this thing right here is what I would cut out. You would be left with this little round thing with a little kind of like a star, which could actually also be used for flowers or layering in flowers, but what I'm going for is this shape right here. So leave your guess as to how many there are, and you have until the 14th to do so. The 15th I will announce how many there are and who has won it. But at any rate, so this is what I have come home with. Oh, and you can certainly look for these to show up on my Etsy store, because I will be my daughter and I will be cutting this up, and I will be listing these. So I hope you enjoyed seeing what treasures I brought home. I had a great time. I love to go antiquing with my husband. We have so much fun. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a great evening. I'll talk to you later. Bye.